Welcome back to our channel. I'm Kerry Southorn, your host, and this is Leadership Radio. Get ready for an excursion into leadership excellence. We've been on a hiatus for a few weeks, but we're back, and we are set to rock and roll. If you're not already a member of the Leadership Radio family of listeners, be sure to smack that subscribe button, ring the bell, and give us a thumbs up. We always appreciate that. So what's the topic today? Well, today we're going to be looking at 3 leadership viruses to avoid. And you definitely want to stay at least 6 feet away from these because they'll tip your trike over for sure. So, what are they? Well, they're inertia, minutia, and amnesia. So let's jump right into it. Let's overcome inertia and get started. So number 1 is inertia. Well, if momentum is the big mo, without a doubt, inertia is the big no. It's that feeling of not being able to get restarted, building momentum again. What brings this about? Well, it might be a fear of failure or perfectionism. Thinking that, well, it might not work out just right, so I'm not going to get started. Or, I've even seen it be a fear of success, where a person is kind of comfy in the zone they're in. By creating more success, they might have to take on greater responsibility. So, my friend, if your comfort zone is inertia, you have problems on all sorts of levels that I can't deal with in a 5 or 10 minute video. I've also seen examples, and I've kind of been guilty of this myself, where you just have too many monkeys on your back. You've allowed problems to fester. You haven't dealt with them straight away, so that over time they kind of pile on each other. And pretty soon your attitude is bent over and you just can't seem to get any traction in your leadership life. Well, I heard a fellow give a talk one time and he said, make it a project to get rid of 1 monkey off your back every week. And that's really good advice, because before too long you'll feel the old enthusiasm coming back if you do that. If you come to a locked door, never peep through the keyhole. Either kick the door down or walk away. And that's the attitude we should have to these monkeys on our back. So that's inertia. The second leadership virus is minutia. Losing our focus on the main things and allowing insignificant details to kind of take over our focus and attention. This can be a really big problem because minor things, they find us. Those time wasters find us. We don't have to go looking for it. It becomes the line of least resistance, whereas the creative and the productive things, sometimes we have to make them happen and go looking for them. So how do we deal with minutia? There are 3 ways to deal with it, I believe, and one is to hire it out. Someone else may be able to handle those details a lot better than you. Much to your chagrin, I'm sure, but I bet it's the truth. Number 2, leave it out. A lot of those things are just time wasters, and we shouldn't give it a second thought. Number 3, plan it out. When I was a young manager, sometimes I'd go to the office for an hour or 2 on a Saturday morning and do a whole week's worth of details. And then when it came to Monday, my head was clear, my slate was clean, and I could focus on the drivetrain activities. Hire it out, leave it out, or plan it out. So what's the third virus? Well, it's a hard one to remember. It's amnesia. Forgetting those things that got you success in the first place. It's important to remember that the customer's always boss. Remember that we're in the people business and that we need to keep our thumb on the pulse of the organization and what our people are doing and thinking. Not cloistering ourselves behind closed door in the office, but lead by wandering around. I've seen so many leaders, they start off great, and then slowly they start to retreat. They lose their focus on the things that brought them success and made them a leader. Once again, to use a personal example, when I was early in my career and maybe I was running into a flat spot as far as results go, I would open my file drawer and review some of the situations and cases that brought me success, and it would remind me to start doing the activities that made those situations happen. Amnesia. Avoid it like the plague. So there's your 3 viruses to avoid. If you want to stay away from leadership shutdown or lockdown, you want to stay away from inertia, minutia, and amnesia. This has been Leadership Radio. I'm Kerry Southorn. Remember, leadership makes all the difference when it makes a difference in you. We'll see you next time, my friend.